and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be putting shocks in the old Ford since this thing has more hop than a kangaroo. So I'll show you what I picked up off Rock Auto. So I picked up these Gabriel shocks because, well, they're cheapest and this truck only cost me $200. So they're going in, they're going to be a lot better than the ones that have no oil in them. So here we go. I got fronts and the backs. Gonna learn something today. All right, once when you get the truck jacked up a little bit, the tire can freewheel. You take off the lug nuts if you got an air gun like I do. If not, just break them loose when it's on the ground. All right, now you can get a socket up on top, and then right in between here, you want to get a wrench. I believe that's 5/8. There, I don't know if you see everything, but then you start turning. I usually put my wrench up against here. That's so you have the truck holding that in place while you just crank on the top like that. Don't mind that noise, there's a train going by. All right, once we get the bottom bolt out here, all you just do, you pull down on the shock like so, and it should come right, come on, out of its home. Get out, out, you're evicted, go, go. You tell these bad shocks when you can compress them and they don't go back up. All right, so now you take your old shock, get rid of that thing, take your new shock, basically same way. Also, don't take this off. See this little band right here? Usually all shocks have it, but leave it on right now, and I'll show you why. Okay, now, take your shock, remember, leave that on, put it right in place, it'll go in. You may have to push down on it to get it back in its home. All right, now you take your bolt that you took off from the bottom. Try to line it up in place, get in your home, please. Thank you. Don't forget, your shock absorbers come with these little bushings. And of course, I forgot to put mine in. So basically, you want them to go like that in there. So metal like that, that sits on there. That sandwiches in between. That goes on top like that. So then you just throw the nut on top. See, much better. Remember how I said to leave on that strap? Well, now you can cut it. Ooh. Maybe not cut it, but get some wire cutters. Be right back. Oh, okay, there we go. And now, there you go, you cut that right off. Now, the shock goes up into place, and you're not fighting it to get it in. Now, what did I do with the other bushings? Now you can put top ones on, like so. Take the nut, get it started by hand. Alright. Seems good enough for me. Things tight, probably to spec, maybe not. Now you can roll your tire on over. Get her on. Now take your Ugga Dugga 500 and go to town. like that. All right, so I'm not going to bore you with doing the other side because it's the same process. So I'm just going to go straight to the back to show you guys how to do this one. At this point, you want to crawl underneath your truck. You don't have to take off the rear tires for this. So basically, here's your shock. Goes all the way up into there. And there'll be a nut, as you can see, in the socket. I used the air gun because mine was rusted in there and I wasn't playing any more games. So if you have an impact gun, I recommend that. If not, I'm sure brute strength can break you free. Alright, so once we can get this bolt out, you can basically just take the shock, you pull, hold on, you pull on this, come out, and you should be able to wiggle it off that stud up right here, and that should come off. I'm actually not going to do it to this shock because apparently my rears are still good. I just fought tooth and nail to try to put that back up on here because of all the pressure in it, so that's not bagged out, which is good. So I could save those other two shocks for the rear for the future when they do go. Put the bottom bolt back on. And same with the top. Snug that up pretty good. So hopefully this part helps out someone. If not, my bad. It is what it is, but these look like they're decent shocks and they still have lots of life left in them. So that saves me a bunch of time, and I'm just going to put the old shocks, or the new shocks I just bought, on the parts shelf. Alright, so now that we got both shocks on the front, let's take her for a test drive, see how she does. Alright, let's go for a little ride. Alright, we're going to try this. Hopefully it's not too shaky, but it's the best I could do. So here we go. Alright, see how these shocks are. Ooh. Don't mind that shutter. Come on, girl. Seems much better already. Like now I can actually go into the bends a lot better without that feeling of where the front end sinks down like that and then just riding on springs and you get that bouncy effect. Now it's more sturdy and I like this truck a lot more now. I should have did this a while ago. The only downside right now about this truck is I think I might have a sticky caliper or something like that. Much better. Better handling, better everything. Shocks really do make a difference. Alright, let's see if the caliper sticks. Or something's sticking. Don't mind those gears. I got bad synchros. $200 truck, what do you expect? Sign, we're good, turn. Alright, so the new shocks here on old Betsy are doing their job, and definitely she handles a lot better than before. Those shocks were completely toast. So, yeah, I'm gonna start driving her again. I kind of actually forgot I had this truck, and winter's coming, and this is usually my daily in the winter, because I like to throw my snowmobile in the back, then head to wherever there's snow. So, oh, and I forgot to say, today is actually my 2-year anniversary of owning this old Ford. It's been a good truck. I bought it with 167,000 miles, and now I believe it has 178. Not bad. Pretty much trouble-free besides the average maintenance that you do on it. I've just basically been changing the oil. But I'm going to wrap it up on this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Maybe think about subscribing. Could always help. And up, train. And yeah, so next video, I think I'm definitely going to be doing the oil. And don't mind that noise, train. And probably be doing the brakes all the way around. And maybe adjusting the e-brake cable because I have to leave it in gear if I park anywhere. So, see you on the next one.